This is Super Yacht News with Sisman.
Hi, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Casual Saturday. On my left hand side here, you've got Project 823. This is the latest build by Fedship. As you can see here, it's being caught making her way through the Netherlands. This footage was taken on, well, the initial footage you see is taken on Sunday, where the vessel was headed through Rotterdam. Looked like it was going out to sea trials. It's a 67 meter or 221 foot yacht being built. It's in the process of being built by Fedship and being finished. And then again, more footage of the vessel returning and heading back up river, back to the facility. I think it's from the Carg facility in the Netherlands. All right, so we'll move on. And in a recent video, we talked about Alfa Nero, and we said that the vessel had some issues with the generators, and that some people had been called on board to help them repair some generators. Now, after we put that video out, we got a lot of kickback from the port manager in Antigua, and also an article was posted onto one of the local websites in Antigua, and it was entitled Pure Lies, how there was no problems with Alfa Nero and everything was hunky-dory, right? Well, after seeing this video footage, I will now agree that there's no problems with Alfa Nero's engines or motor or generators. As you can see, completely normal, nothing to see here.
Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
Yeah, not the best look for a super yacht, is it? Now, it's possible that this is not a big deal. Yachts of this size generally have underwater exhausts. If the vessel's light on fuel, which it probably is because they're not getting a lot of fuel, the boat might be sitting high in the water and then exhaust fumes are coming out. However, it is quite smoky, so it suggests maybe not getting the correct combustion, etc., something like that. So it could be nothing, but it could be something. But it certainly is not normal for a yacht to be smoking like that. So maybe there's something to that story, maybe there isn't. The actual update for Alfa Nero is that the Prime Minister said in a recent article in the local press in Antigua that the sale of the Alfa Nero super yacht was drawing ever closer. According to the article, the ambassador to the US says that US Treasury and the US State Department are collaborating to allow the new owner to take possession and sail freely into US waters or beyond. Yeah, a bit light on details, that video, but there you go. That's the update for Alfa Nero. Okay, so we'll move on to the next story. Motor yacht Apo has been sold. Now, this yacht was delivered brand new in 2021 to a Jamaican/Canadian businessman, Michael Lee Chin. 115 meters, 377 feet yacht, built by Lursen, just under 5,000 gross tons. Beautiful thing. Saw it at the Monaco Yacht Show in 2022. It was the biggest yacht at the show, I believe. He put it up for sale less than 3 months ago, and the vessel is already sold. 330 million euros. That was the asking price. Whether it's probably quite close to the sale price as well, considering how fast it sold. Expected to be the largest brokerage deal in yachting history. Now, the good news for Moran Yachts, they were selling the vessel and they found the buyer, so they will get the buyer's commission and the seller's commission. So that's a good day for Moran Yachts. The vessel is reportedly being renamed Lady Georgia or Lady Georgia, which kind of sounds Russian to me, but I'm not sure. We don't know who the owner is right now. As soon as we find out, we'll let you know. If you know who the new owner is, please be sure to get in touch. All right, so we'll move on. We've got an update for Motor Yacht Luna. Now, in a recent video, we mentioned that Luna had been boarded by the Federal Criminal Police Office, or the BKA in Germany, which is like their FBI, and other law enforcement. They raided the vessel, which is in Hamburg. Now, this is part of an investigation by the authority against a wealthy Russian businessman on suspicion of violating the Foreign Trade Act, that businessman being Farkad Akhmedov, who's the owner of Motor Yacht Luna. We're not sure of the details of this case, because obviously it's not illegal to possess expensive artwork on a yacht. It's probably due to how the artwork was transferred to the vessel, because it has to be exported. When things go onto a vessel, they have to be exported or imported. You know, if you offload them in a country, you have to import them. And if you export them, if you take them onto the vessel and the vessel's going to sail out of Germany, for instance, you have to export that artwork. And if that's not done, then I think that's what it's about, but we're not 100% certain because we don't have all the details of that case. Now, the Farkhad Akhmedov obviously is a Russian who's originally from Azerbaijan, and the vessel was detained in Dubai for 3 years while he was going through a very nasty divorce case. And he just recently got it back just before he was placed on the sanctions. There was a few months where the vessel returned from Dubai, sailed up through Suez Canal, through the Med, and up to Germany, and then he got placed on the sanctions list, and it's been basically prevented from moving ever since. And it went to Lursen obviously for a refit because it sat in Dubai for 3 years. But anyway, we'll keep you updated on that as it progresses. Okay, so we'll move on to our next story, and this is about Motor Yacht Fee. The owner of Motor Yacht Fee is suing the UK government for the return of his yacht, which is worth about $50 million. The vessel has been detained in London since 2021. Arrived in London at the end of 2021, and it was detained in March of 2022. There's a lock and a bridge that needs to be opened for the vessel to get out, and they told them on the day that they were supposed to leave that the bridge was broken. And the following day, the police raided the boat, and it's been there ever since. Now, the owner, his name is Sergei Georgievich Naumenko, and he is a property developer, and he also founded Motiv Telecom in Russia. And he is not on any sanctions list of any country, and yet his vessel has been detained for over a year. Now, the UK governments have been very tight-lipped on this. They've not responded to us at all when it comes to this vessel. We've asked them multiple times for statements on it, and they've never ever responded to us. Sergei Georgievich Naumenko, he is one of the complainants, along with the company that officially owns the vessel. You know, because almost all yachts are owned by a company, and the company is owned by the owner. And they are taking that to the High Court in London. He's not only suing the UK government for the release of his vessel, but he's also suing the government for damages, clearly, because his vessel has been there for an awful long time now, and it would have accrued a lot of fees for electricity and water supplies, and he's paying all of his crew and all of those things. It's also sustained damage while it's been there as well. Now, the case has been adjourned until July, but we will certainly be following this case, and we'll bring you updates when we have them. Anyway, we'll move on to our last story, and this is about Motor Yacht Luminosity. Now, Motor Yacht Luminosity, we've mentioned this on a number of occasions now. This boat is believed to be owned by Andrei Guryev, who is the person who we believe is the owner of Alfa Nero. Now, his lawyers have denied that he owns either boat. They denied that he owns Motor Yacht Alfa Nero to the press, to the Bloomberg, and they've denied it to us directly that he owns neither Alfa Nero nor Luminosity. The reason why we brought up Luminosity now is because we said in a recent video that the crew that were left on board were threatening to leave because they haven't been paid for months. Now, what they've been doing is they've been hiring crew and giving them an upfront payment, like let's say 5 months up front, for them to go on and be caretakers of this yacht. And then they say, well, as soon as we can get you more money, we'll send it through to you. But that money hasn't come through. So the crew threatened to leave, and they did that recently. And now the government of Montenegro have taken over looking after this yacht. And apparently they've got a couple of people staying on board or working on board to look after the yacht. So that vessel has now got the bare minimum crew on board. What qualifications the crew they've put on there has, we don't know. Somebody who has knowledge of lithium-ion batteries needs to be looking after those batteries to prevent some sort of incident happening. So yeah, that's the information that we have as of now. Okay, we're going to leave it there. Be sure to check out our new channel. It is called Superyacht News. You can find it by typing @superyacht-news into YouTube. There's also a link in the description here. This is for people who don't necessarily want to watch a 10 to 12 to 15 minute video on here. You can go there and we'll chop up the stories into individual smaller sections. There's also some individual stories going on to that channel that will not be on this channel. So please be sure to subscribe and follow us on that channel too. And also check out our Patreon page at patreon.com/esysman. We've recently posted a behind the scenes video about how we filmed the RV Petrel in Leith without getting into trouble with the Danish Navy. You'll get to see other exclusive videos not published on YouTube, like our Patreon chat series and the Atlantic vlog series. And you'll get early access to features advert free and get to ask questions for Patreon only Q&As. Be sure to like this video, very important for the algorithm. Hit the subscribe button and hit that bell for future notifications. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Bye-bye.
Well, it's basically like a time warp, right?